We can spend the time perfecting it, or we can spend the time using it and perfecting it as we go.
How did you come across Optimize Me, and what drew you to work with us?
A very clever colleague had worked with Odoo in the past and has some knowledge of the functions of the product. He came into our business and saw that we were still searching for a solution, and recommended it to us. Through research, we found Optimize Me. We spoke to other people that were using the product Odoo, and after speaking with Kevin, we met with him, and it was quite a quick transition into working with him from our first meet. Every single concern that we had, Kevin said, yes, we can work with you on that. So there were solutions to all of our problems, rather than being, okay, we might be able to do that, or no, we can't do that, or it doesn't. We're not able to work with that element.
The approach that you and Optimize Me decided to take was a little bit different from your traditional get everything perfect method. So could you tell me a little bit more about that?
We didn't do the tried, tested, true. We went straight in, and we had quite a quick turnaround. Our thought process was, we can spend the time perfecting it, or we can spend the time using it and perfecting it as we go. Either way seemed to have quite a high level of frustration, of having to problem solve and work through things. Change is not necessarily an easy thing, but we chose the path that gave us the fastest result. It did help immensely that every time we had a roadblock, Luciana worked incredibly quickly to solve the problems. While there was things that didn't work, and we might have had a week where we couldn't do a function, it was resolved very, very quickly. And because it was a real life situation, we were able to find the correct solution, rather than it being I think this is the process we're going to follow. We were able to find the true solution because we were already in the moment. For us, that was absolutely the right decision. I just think that, a couple of months of, okay, how do we do this? Let's find the best solution for right now is the fastest way.
During that time of change, were there any moments that surprised you?
A lot of information to wade through. Everything felt new, which can be really overwhelming.
Yeah, 100%. Because I do think that it's a very real concern for small, medium businesses. So what made it work?
Being able to find solutions, being able to reach out to Luciana and Kevin when we didn't know, and they always had a path for us to follow, and they always gave us advice. It wasn't, we have gone down this path with other providers and with not a successful outcome. What made it different this time was Luciana and Kevin didn't try and tell us that we do our business wrong. They said, this is one solution. Does that work for you? This is another way you could do it. Because we do part dispatches and have so much information to record and need to adjust things, from sales order to invoice, it's different to how most businesses operate. And we really valued Kevin and Luciana's approach to addressing and meeting all of the needs that we had and that we set out, meeting the brief.
How long have you been running the new system?
We went live on the 1st of September, and we've been able to backdate our information to the beginning of our financial year, which is the 1st of July, which involved a huge effort from the team to get all of the backdated information in the system. Odoo for us is only going to keep improving because we can keep adding to it and keep tweaking it and keep perfecting it. We didn't need to get it perfect to begin with. We needed to get it functional, which functional for us was a massive improvement, because we'd come from from so many different systems and into one that, yes, it was an upheaval, but it was actually a short upheaval for a far greater, far improved way of working.
That was really quick then. Are there any small wins or unexpected benefits?
It's just done everything we hoped. all the information that we wanted to start to gather and record and monitor is able to be sourced and viewed on a daily basis without manual data entry. It would take hours to gather information, validate it, analyze it, and then report on it. And then it was out of date already because, more activity had happened. We've been able to make decisions far more confidently and correct things far more quickly because we know the data we're looking at is correct rather than working off gut feels, which are also correct, but also need to be backed up by true information.
Looking back on this whole journey with Optimize Me, what is the biggest lesson or piece of advice you'd like to share with someone as a business person to another business person?
Know what you want to begin with. We were very clear on what we wanted from a program. We were planning for improved function that we could keep improving and keep working with.
Is there anything that you would do differently?
I don't think so. Maybe do it sooner. The last few months have been remarkable. We've had such an incredible amount of data that's live, that's changing with every movement, that we can see real progress.
Thank you for taking the time to have a chat with me today. I think it was really valuable and I learned a lot about your business.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Lovely to be here with you.